Many around us will question whether God really exists. And at times when we get confused, at times when things are too difficult or too different for us, even we would question ourselves whether God really exists. And if He is, then why this? If you are looking for the answer whether God really exists, we have it in today's gospel. Not told by someone or another person, but confessed by the evil spirits. So as Jesus is teaching in the synagogue, there is a man who is possessed by the unclean spirit or the evil spirit. And this unclean spirit cries out to Jesus, "What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." So the evil powers, evil spirits know that God exists. They know that Jesus was the Holy One of God, and they were threatened. And when Jesus commands to be silent and come out of this man, he obeys. This evil spirit obeys. And people are amazed. They say, "What's this?" He commands even the unclean spirits and they obey him. God's power is more than anything else. God's power is supreme above everything else. It could be the greatest of the evil powers, but even they need to submit to the power of God. In the first reading as well, we see Hannah, who was considered to be barren. She weeps and cries and prays, asking God for the gift of her child. And with her prayers, it is said, Lord remembered her. In due time, Hannah conceived and bore a son. She named him Samuel, which meant, I have asked him of the Lord. So you see this God's power manifested in Jesus, and the spirits obey him. You see God's power manifested in the favor, the request that Hannah placed with God. And if we truly do with all our heart, God is always there to answer us in whatever things that is good for us. Once again to the question whether God really exists. If one has not experienced God, it doesn't mean God doesn't exist. And if we can't explain God, who are not able to explain, it doesn't mean that God doesn't exist. Consider the example of rain. If someone who has not experienced the rainy showers, or had been inside in closed doors and never even have seen the rainy showers, doesn't mean that it never rains, or doesn't mean it never rained before. And even to this type of people, and even this person who has been inside, there are enough of witnesses, there are enough of testimonies, there are enough of studies which are noted down. The same is of our God. If someone has never experienced God, or never have gone through that God experience, many of us do, but it doesn't remain in our mind. But if in case someone has never gone through, there is enough of witness, testimony, and study that is kept for us. All the saints, the people who have experienced this have kept their experience for us. But are we willing and experience at least through them and experience God at least through their experiences? All of us have received so many favors. All of us must have gone through even so many miracles. At some time we must have acknowledged them, or maybe haven't. We'll able to see only if our eyes of faith are open. God doesn't force himself on us. Or God doesn't want to show himself and say, oh, this is me, I did this for you. This is me. I have performed this favor. Our God is not a show-off God. Our God gives us freedom. Our God gives us free choice. He never forces things on us or doesn't pressurizes us. But if you are willing to experience Him, if you are desiring to experience Him from your heart, He is there to give you His experience. He will be just alive for you. It all depends on how much you thirst for this God, how much you hunger for this God. As much as you hunger, thirst and desire, that much God is available for you.